The vortex method, the most reliable method of optimizing the taste of your coffee in the morning. Wait 1 second. And I am right. Perfect. 6 a.m. Sunday morning. Don't make me say I told you so. Never put the roof over your head at risk by being in a relationship with somebody. Let me put it this way. If your life circumstances and your comfort is all depending upon 2 incomes and love, you're going to be in trouble. There's an expiration date on it. Don't kid yourself. I don't care if you're dating or if you're married. Everyone should be able to take care of themselves somehow, some way. But I love her. But I love him. Stop it. Stop it. You've been isolated too long. You're thinking with the bed and not your head. I've seen this happen way too many times. People put so much at risk in their relationships, mentally and emotionally. People start businesses together. I recently was communicating with a couple that broke up. A couple that I thought was solid as a rock. I don't know. Maybe it was just in my head. But they appeared to be. And then there was a surprise when one person was found having a relationship with someone else. It was a surprise. Didn't leave first. They had a relationship first before they were leaving the other partner, which is pretty cowardly if you ask me. Leave before you start something new. You hear me? Now, nothing can be done to rewind the tape and go back and make good things happen at this point. But if you're going to leave somebody, leave them first. That way you're not jumping from one bed to the other, or one roof over your head to the other. That is the cowardly way out. And then what happens is the other person is blindsided and they think, well, what the heck happened? 9 times out of 10, one partner is delusional in thinking that the relationship is fine, and the other person talks about the reality. It's not what you thought it was, or not what it seemed. Shut the up. Then why did you present it as such? Wipe the fake smiles off your face. It's better to make a decision and get out than have to put a fake smile on your face and use each other for a roof over your head. A lot of you are doing it, you know it. It's weird. It's weird. A lot of people put so much on the line. And then some people say, well, your stoic stuff is just a little too much for me. Or I thought you were a Christian. I've had more men blubbering in private emails and more women blubbering in private emails than you can imagine. I get 100 emails a day. 100. I got up this morning. Normally I'm looking at stuff before I go live on the air like this. I haven't even looked at anything yet. And of course now summer is coming. What does that mean? People are sprouting wings. People don't want to move in the winter or when the weather is bad, but they plan their escape in good weather. So for the past 6 to 9 months, they've had a mask on. You know, it's been said, I'm trying to think of the guy. I read his book probably back in the mid-80s. And he was a therapist who counseled was a marriage counselor, men and women. And he would say to women, rate your marriage on a scale of 1 to 10. And the women would say somewhere between a 4 and a 5. He would ask the same question to the man in a private session, separate session, and the man would say, oh, 8, 9, could use some improvement. Why the disparity between the sexes? Are women onto something? Or do they hold their disappointment in more than men do? Women will talk to other women about how unhappy they are, but they won't talk to their spouse about how unhappy they are. And same thing with people that are in long-term relationships. So I'm kind of using the marriage and long-term relationship, the LTR, interchangeably. You talk to a woman about breaking up, about their breakup, and a woman will say it was dead or it was broken up long before we actually physically split up. Women think about it much longer than guys. Guys find a note or a text and impulsively end the relationship. Women will plan it. That's just the way the sexes are. No one can tell me the sexes are equal and the same. Not true. Not true. So what happens is, in order to have a relationship, you really need open communication, because the guy is usually the one caught off guard most of the time. I spent over 2 decades working as a therapist and teaching people and listening to people. Now I cut hair full time. And I listen to people. I have a guy in the chair for an hour. I have guys in the chair. Listen to this. I had a guy who sat in my chair. I knew something was wrong. Within 5 or 10 minutes, tears started coming out. And he was, sorry, man. He was like, I'm sorry. I'm like, what's the matter? Dude, what's up? And he says, I went home from work today and most of the furniture was gone and my wife left. I'm like, what? And you didn't know? No clue. And I'll never forget seeing him month after month and the alimony payments that he had to pay. It was ridiculous. I mean, it was because his income was way more than hers, and the courts, in all of their wonderful wisdom, gave her $60,000 a year. $60,000 a year. This man, I think he only made maybe like $90,000. They gave her $60,000 a year because he made more than her. And for 7 years, like, what the heck is that all about? Anyways, so obviously he had to move. I get guys in my chair that just find out that a 27-year marriage has ended. Like literally like 2 hours earlier. And they keep their appointment. I've got all I can do to continue to cut their hair while they're telling their story, because I just want to completely empathize with them, because it does drain the power out of me. But I realize that what I do is a calling. And there are many times when I'm the only human being that somebody can talk to. You know, they say hairdressers, barbers, bartenders hear things that other professions don't hear, and I agree with that. Bartenders, I guess if you get to the bar early enough and you can talk to the bartender, and for you religious and Christian people, you won't know what this is about because you don't have that kind of lifestyle. But think about it, where you don't have a pastor or a priest or something like that. to talk to. So who do you talk to? You talk to the guy in the cubicle next door. You talk to the bartender. You talk to your barber or hairdresser. And what's fascinating is men empty out on a fairly regular basis to these kind of people. And it's usually in grief. When women empty out, it's not the grief they're talking about, it's usually the plans that they have. It's the complaining and then the planning. And then there's a real strong, you go girl, go for what you want, you deserve more kind of thing. And no one is actually, guys will put a guy will put his hand on the shoulder of another guy and say, dude, man, if you ever need to talk, I'm here. One guy is never saying to another guy, go, dude, you go. They're not doing that. Men are consoling one another, and women are encouraging one another to move on. Now, going back to relationships, someone said, well, it's not like it seemed. She said, it's not like it seemed. No relationship is as it seems. People who have happy faces aren't always happy. That's just life. That's life. And for that to be a defense, it's not like what it seemed. I'm trying not to curse. I'm really making a conscious effort not to curse anymore in my lifetime, if I can help it. Tweeting, that's a different story. Even that, I'm trying hard. I know, do or do not, there is no try. You can't curse a little. But you can put little asterisks, like F, asterisk, 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 G, as an adjective. I guess that's a step in the right direction, right? Of actually spelling the word out. Interesting. By the way, if you like this content, please support the sponsors of these videos. And I put the links down below. And if you want to do business with me somehow, some way, I'm looking for a daily sponsor for an evening show. I want to do an evening show, and I want one sponsor. I don't want to piece together sponsors. I want one sponsor. And you reach a very solid audience that watches me on a regular basis and desires content when I'm not putting content out. I get emails, hey, I haven't had a video, I need a fix. Get back on the air. So if you have a business and you want to sponsor the evening show or the morning show, let me know, private message me or email me, gb@georgebruno.com. The unstuck man or woman is somebody who is not led by their emotions. They remain fixed on their goals, and they don't allow external circumstances, relationships, love, logistical scenarios affect their to-do list, their goals. I tweeted this morning, it's better to be the lever than to be the left. Because, do you ever see when people leave somebody, their grief is like half grief? Yeah, I left a marriage. And they have like a little tear. Nothing compared to the tears of the person who got left. So if something's going to happen, you need a health detector. What is the dashboard lights for a relationship when a certain light goes on? You need more oil. The wind is blowing right now and it's very chilly out. The temperature dropped like 25 degrees overnight. It's crazy. What is the dashboard light for relationships? I know when my car needs something, hopefully I keep the health of my car up by staying on top of those things. I don't have to wait for a Warning light on the dashboard. What is the warning light for relationships? Do you have any? Did you ever ignore them? And what was the consequence? Put your answers down below in the comment section, please. That seems to be a common thing that I run into, is that people are blindsided and clueless as to why relationships fail, businesses fail. And the ones right in the midst of it are usually the last ones to know. Why is that? Put your comment down below. Thank you for joining me for coffee this morning. I did my first outdoor 6 a.m. daybreak broadcast outside today. Woke up from the pouring rain. It was loud this morning at about 4 o'clock. I hope you have a great day today. Thank you for watching.